I remember say it wasn't easy. Right now everything is amazing.
We are rolling. Good morning, my gorgeous babes and babettes. Welcome back to the Chanoozer. I am so excited for today's episode. You guys have no idea. Like, I'm looking back to a time when I was like in high school. I would have craved a video like this. And I'm so glad that I have a chance to just share this information with you guys. I'm not alone on the channel today. We're doing a little bit of doing abroad differently type episode where we will be answering everything medical school. Can you imagine? I cannot believe it. I can't believe I'm actually shooting this video.
Hi guys, my name is Thaabss. I am a second year medical student at St. George's University in Grenada. And so yeah, that's my intro. I actually don't know what else to say. So yeah, today I'm just going to be answering a few questions about medical school journey, how that's been for me, how things have just been for me, and I hope it helps somebody back at home. Yeah. So my first question was, what is a top achiever scholarship to you? And I don't know, I've been struggling to actually answer this question, well, in my head before. But I think for me, it's like a dream. Honestly, it's like a dream I feel like every Motswana child has. And I think having gone to a high school where so many people make it on that scholarship, it was, I don't want to say drilled, but it kind of was from Form 1. I knew that this was a dream, and it was a prayer that I continuously prayed throughout. Honestly, let me not lie, I only started praying from 5 days, thereabout. But yeah, so it's an answered prayer. That's what it is for me. That's the honest truth, and I thank God for it each and every single day. I never take it lightly or never take it for granted. Like, honestly, I don't think anybody else does. Like, I think every single day we all wake up and we're like, wow, thank you God, like I don't deserve this, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what it is to me. It's an answered prayer.
Oh my days, you guys just know my journey. You guys know my top achievers experience, and you know that genuinely top achievers was something that was life-changing for me, is still life-changing. It has opened copious amounts of doors for me that I could have never fathomed back in high school, back in junior school, when I was like trying to get the scholarship. I was like, yeah, I just want to go abroad, but I didn't know how much going abroad came with, you know. Especially, like, I'm not talking just opening academic doors, I'm talking opening artistic doors, I'm talking opening even like myself internally in terms of growth. It has allowed me to rub shoulders with people who I would have like never, you know, thought I would, and they've influenced me in ways that are beyond my comprehension. They've influenced my growth. I'm talking about some of the friends I've made through top achievers, through the Marapula pathway. Like, guys, it's just, I talk about it so much because it is my reality, and it's something I'm ever so grateful for. And I do hope that like it is something that you guys could experience, not just through top achievers, but everything that you desire for yourself that is beyond your comprehension, be it a scholarship, be it a job, be it anything. This is just supposed to be motivation that like you do not know how good it can get, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, I guess that is what top achievers is to me. It was like literally a kiss on my forehead from the Lord. It was life-changing. I will keep saying it. It has changed my life. It has shown me a lifestyle that I never thought would be possible for someone like me, someone who comes from where I come from. Like, you get me? Yeah.
My medical school journey. So, like everybody else, you know, everybody else back at home, well, I don't know if every school does this, where you do the whole UCAS application, and then you do the whole UCAS application, and then you can do some stuff on the side. And I did just that, apply to the schools in the UK, and then I applied to schools in Ireland, as well as it was just Ireland, honestly. And then this school, St. George's. And to be very fair and honest, St. George's was not close to my top priority or my top pick. And I think, honestly speaking, if we're gonna have a real conversation, I think when somebody says they're going overseas, you think the UK, you think the US. And I think everybody thinks that way. You feel like you've made it when you're somewhere there. And having gone through the whole application, having gone through the interviews, and the rejections I was getting from the UK, I think it slowly started becoming a reality for me that, listen, it's looking a little sticky here. So yeah, it was actually my very last pick. Like, it was mo e leng gore o tle bore ga go senyegile ke tla wela. That was the school for me on my list. And honestly speaking, when I look back at it, I don't know, I keep telling people around me gore I wouldn't have had it any other way. I think it sounds weird, but you know what? Yes. So my medical school journey, that's the application part of it. And so the requirements for the school are, you need to have done, I think every single medical school you need to have done chemistry, and then the rest was biology. It's A's and B's: chemistry, biology, physics, or math. And that could be AS or A2.
So my medical school journey was definitely not the quote unquote usual one. If I am being honest, I will say that I've had a lot of mental warfare regarding medicine, going into medicine, how I'm going into medicine, what exactly it is I'm prioritizing, be it the course or be it the kind of, environment, be it the location. I think a lot of, as much as we did receive guidance in the sixth form I went to, some of these things are things that you have to decipher on your own as to what it is you're prioritizing. I think you needed all A's in your A levels. That was like a definite for me. And the main thing that I would talk about is the UCAT. I can't even say it. The UCAT exam. There was an examination that I had to sit for universities specifically in the UK, and guys, I can't describe how mind-gobbling that thing was. I just can't. Like, I physically, even to this day, like, this was years ago, even to this day, I'm still like, what was that? So you write AS, you write UCAT, you write A2, and then you have your results. You get your personal statements and everything like that, and you submit them to the schools. I think I did make a video explaining UCAS and everything like that, so I won't need to, just go check out the video so that you understand that there is a UCAS system. But medical school students were encouraged to apply to a vast majority of medical schools, like everywhere. Even though like I passionately did want to come do medicine in the UK, even though like I'm saying, I knew about what medicine is in the UK just from an outside POV, like I'd never experienced it. And even if people try to explain it to me, at that time there weren't many medical students in the UK at all to try and reach out to and ask about the experience. Like, it was really something you had to either get from YouTube videos, but it was like YouTube videos of people who aren't even Botswana, who aren't even Southern African. So everything is just very like in your mind, that type of perspective, like a POV, like, it's not really like, you don't actually know what you're getting yourself into, is what I'm trying to say. So that was me. You apply through UCAS, you apply through UCAS to 4 universities. You have applied to a vast majority of other schools. Like, for example, I applied to Irish medical schools. I applied to St. George as well. So quite a lot. Like, you do apply to quite a bit. And yeah, then you wait. And one by one, they start dropping like flies. And I really do need to get it in your minds that the rejections from medical school are so, I don't know if somebody's going to tell me they're not normal. To me, they're so normal because, like, of course, I was very apprehensive about my UCAT. I was very apprehensive writing the UCAT. I was very scared because only like at the end when we were about to write, that's when we were told how important this exam is. And so you had a very short frame of time to prepare for it. But then that's when you're told, oh, schools sometimes don't even look at like personal statements and stuff like that. They just look at your UCAT to accept you. And like it was such panic mode at that time. I'm sorry, my hair is everywhere. I'm just like so yeah, it was panic mode. But to be honest, I feel like I did quite ever so slightly like above average on my UCAT. And this is not even something you can like, that's the funny thing. Like I can say I did above average on my UCAT, but I still got like so many I got so many rejections regardless. Like, it's okay. Medical school applications will have you sleeping on the edge of your bed because you're like, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Like, it's like, what is going on, right?
To be quite fair and honest, yes, it is as hard as they say it is for me, and I'm speaking personally for myself. I think I don't know why I thought, I mean, they say that it is, but when I was applying, I don't know why I thought I was an exception to all of it. I thought, this is a walk in the park. Come on now, like, come on. Did you not see my grades? Did you not see these grades? That's what I was thinking. But no, it's another thing. So I think, yeah, it was one of the darkest times in my life. That's the truth. That was one of the darkest times in my life. Applying and waiting for a response from these medical schools. I think I wrote the UCAT and I failed dismally. So I kind of knew, but I didn't think it was that deep, you know, but yeah, it was that deep. And I think I just wasn't prepared for the amount of rejection that I was getting. Like, it was rejection after another, after another, after another. If a school isn't sending you an email to say you're on a waiting list, they're sending you an email to say, we are sorry. Actually, matter of fact, they just say to you, you're on a waiting list. And yeah, but with the application part of it, it was the rejection. It was the amount of rejection. Yeah, and I'm not saying that to scare anyone, you know. I'm just sharing the truth, and it shouldn't be that you pick out that truth where I was getting rejected. Pick out the truth that God pulled through as well. So when you're watching this, please don't feel discouraged or demoralized by the fact that this honey got rejected many times. I got rejected, but the moment God put his hand on me, that rejection became something else. I even forgot about it. I had to read my journal. Hold on. I had to read my journal. First page of my journal. Special person back in the day, sorry, not back in the day, but like 2022 got me this journal. And the first page, I was talking about, I wrote Psalms 40 verse 1 to 2, and I was saying, I woke up to yet another university rejection. Let's go to the next thing. Okay, here I was just writing about something else. But yeah, it's always about school, honestly. Like okay, kind of weird. Like, I'm sure you guys got secrets, but yeah, like the whole of the first part of this journal is me talking about school. And guess what? I forgot up until I had to shoot this. Come on now, you see how God works. So yeah, having gone through that and knowing that God pulled me out of it or got me to where I am, I think that's what keeps motivating me even now, to just understanding that, dude, the fact that you're here after all that rejection on its own is a miracle. The same God that got you through those many rejections is the same God that will get you through this OSCE, is the same God that will get you through this exam. You know what I mean? So I think I'm extremely grateful. I think a lot of the times we tend to think, I don't know, during difficulty you just don't see it. You just don't see that, you can't see it. But I think I'm grateful. I mean, it's kind of crazy that I'm grateful for that kind of situation, but I really am. I'm grateful, because then I'd be thinking that, yeah, no, like of course I can do it. Like I don't know. I don't think I'd have the same mindset that I have now. I don't think I would be as fully dependent on God had I just been accepted quickly that way. Had I not been humbled the way that I was during my application, I don't think that I'd even be in my second year of medical school right now.
What was the hardest part throughout the medical school journey? I think I have two. The first one is like I'm saying, dealing with the doubt, like managing the internal doubt within myself as to whether this is what I want to commit my entire life to, especially having spoken to so many medics and spoken to like people who tell me how the journey is and how it is when you start out, how it is when like you are actually in the hospital setting. Speaking to so many people who've told me about the anxiety that they've dealt with. There is a lot, there is the fantasy that we had growing up wanting to be medics. Then there's also the reality that hits you, where you see that there are certain people who have gone into a profession and it is their whole life, and you have to ask yourself, is this me? Is this me? Do I not have other passions? Do I not have other interests? It's stuff to think about. Other one, the UCAT to this day I still think was so hard, guys. Come on. The UCAT was so hard. The funny thing is, you guys would think they're asking scientific questions. You think you'd study for it the same way you study for your biology exam. Oh, baby, no.
It truly consumes you. It consumes your life. For me, it's consumed my life entirely. Not to say that I had a life anyway out of it, but listen, it just consumes your life quite a lot. Yeah, so that's the hardest part about the journey itself, with like the journey itself proper. It's also just the fact that, number one, you're on scholarship and you can't afford to mess it up. That on its own is a lot of pressure. I don't think we talk about it a lot. I don't know. So for me, my university doesn't do the whole supplement. What is it called? Supplementary? Listen, girl, I don't even know what it is. Question is, was medicine your only course choice? To be quite fair and honest, I wasn't too sure about my course choice up until it was time to pick my my A-level subjects. Yeah, so thought that I was one of those kids. I don't wanna lie. Yeah, I didn't know. I was just all over the place, to be quite fair and honest. I grew up in a mining town. I grew up in Drenning, and so do you understand seeing those cute engineer ladies in those jeans and then that orange, blue by in it? That was the aesthetic I was looking for. I was like, wow. Mahosa Mangmang looks so nice, like I want to be an engineer. And then obviously physics was not my best thing, but I could do it and I did it. However, I realized that I didn't like it. I was only doing it because I needed it. I really needed it, because math was a bit of a situation there. I don't know what happened. So yeah, I was always thinking engineering up until I realized that actually I don't like this thing, and I realized that I do well in bio, why not? And also people be saying that doctors and stuff have money, but let me tell you something, there's nothing like that. Please, my sister or my brother, there's nothing of that sort. This is, you're serving, literally you're serving. So it was not my first choice. It was engineering up until I realized that I can't do it because I don't like physics. I only realized that I don't like physics in AS. Yeah.
Health medical field was my only course choice. I'd never really been interested in business, finance. No, I've never, even though I have like this big passion for marketing and I've really been expanding in in the marketing field. I'm doing it as an art. I'm not really doing it as like as a degree, as an educational standpoint. So no, I've never had any interest apart from the medical field.
If you hadn't gone through your current uni pathway, which other one would you have chosen? So if I hadn't gone through my current uni pathway, my plan was to do a bachelor of medical sciences, that pathway, and then get into med. I was planning on going that way. So yeah, that was my plan, honestly speaking. If I was actually that was literally that was the only plan that I had. And let me tell you how God works. Okay, let me just show you God's hand and how He works. So I had this plan that was my backup. However, guess what? The course that I'm doing right now, it's a double degree, girl. I'm working on my Bachelor of Medical Sciences as well as getting my MD. Now, isn't God good? Like, isn't that a testimony in its own right? Like, you know, yeah, it's insane. It's insane. But yeah, that was the path that I was going to take. Yeah, once I figured out that physics was not a vibe and bio was kind of fun. It was alright.
UClan. UClan was a pathway as well. Oh, I loved UClan. I remember I used to be so obsessed with UClan as a university. So definitely going through the UClan pathway would have been for me. 100%. I would have loved to go to UClan. It is just that, like, towards the end of medical school, there was so much commotion in terms of influence, in terms of pressure, in terms of results, in terms of wanting to go to top university. Hey guys, no hope. I'm not even gonna lie, in my cohorts there was a lot of craziness, but there was also a lot of demoralization. There was a lot of, like, rejection. It was a crazy path. So if I wasn't going through the KCL pathway, I would have committed to UClan. So yeah, guys. Is there anything you would have done differently in this journey? Yes. I would have started studying for the UCAT instead at 7. Literally. That's my answer. I would have literally just started preparing for the UCAT instead at 7. And I can't say seeking out more advice from people, because I do not think there is anything anyone would have told me to actually prepare me for the journey that I went through. It really is subjective. It is very personal. So yeah, I don't have many things I would have changed. Just the fact that I would have studied for the UCAT instead of 2. But that is the video. I'm very excited to see how it's going to turn out. This is such a conversation, honestly, but I'm so glad that it is out. I'm so glad that you guys could get something from it. And I'm looking back and I'm like, I know that 15, 16-year-old Krampa would have loved a video like this. And you guys who are applying to medicine and are experiencing the same things that we experienced in terms of hardship and feeling like you have very little direction, and also feeling like the rejection is making you feel like you're failing, I just need you to know that it is something that we have gone through, and it's something you get over. And there is, I don't want to say light at the end of the tunnel, but there is a more to it.